20 or a teenager. So you've been playing for quite a while.
For quite a while.
Maybe just let me know how the golfing landscape has grown and changed as far as your experience goes, even before we get to how NCBA plays a very huge role when it comes to pro golfing in this country.
You know, I think, as you say, golf used to be known purely as a leisurely game. I mean, it was played by older men, more established men, if I may add. And I think over time what we have seen is a lot more of our people turning into pros. Like we have seen now, I think we have close to 85 pros today in this country who have become coaches. They have won tournaments. So it's grown to become a real profession. I have seen now pros can actually live of golf. And so it's really, you know, cashing in on the talent. So over time we have seen that transition from being a social leisure sport to being what it should be, a real sport.
I like that. Dignity when it comes to people that choose to play this sport is something that I like, that sportsmen in this country can actually live off their talents.
Absolutely. I think if you look at golf, and it's important to talk about golf in contrast to other sports in this country, because I think as a country we have invested a lot in, say, soccer, for example. And as I asked somebody recently, how many soccer stadiums do we have in this country? Most people don't know. Not many.
Yeah,
not many. We have many plans, not many built. Golf courses, we have close to 45 golf courses in this country. We're not invested in a sport. The 8th largest sport in the world, commanding close to $130 billion a year. Surely are we being left behind? You
know, actually, I like numbers, and I know you love numbers too, hence why you're a banker. I would be here asking, out of what you've quoted as the how much money could significantly and potentially be made by golfers in this country, what percentage are we tapping into?
Today? I hate to say it's minuscule. It's absolutely minuscule. And it's not just the players, right? Golf is about the players. Golf is about golf tourism, which is a very big thing. I mean, I know groups of Kenyans who go to Thailand, they go to Italy, they go to all these countries purely to play golf.
Correct.
I don't see the reverse as much. Of people coming from Europe, coming from America, coming from Asia to come on golf tourism. That's something that could make a lot of money for the country as well.
I'm going to switch this to you, Njuguna, and maybe you could tell me a little bit about your experience being a pro golfer in this country. How long have you played for?
Thank you. To start with, I started my journey in golf as far back as 1996. First time I held a golf club. I benefited from the junior golf programs we have in this country through the JGF, and was able to get access, and I represented my country on the junior level. Got to go to Japan.
Wow.
On the senior level. I also played for the national team. Then I thank golf because it's given me a lot of exposure. I got a golf scholarship, so I played college golf in Mississippi, Alcorn State University. And then I decided I wanted to take the sport professionally, so I worked in Los Angeles for a little while, then reverted back to Kenya, home, east or west. So then I started my professional journey. I turned pro, joined the PGK. I'm glad to say I've been a member in good standing for 15 years.
Wow.
I've been able to play in East Africa, and it's a beautiful, beautiful part of the world we inhabit. And I also played on the Sunshine Tour back in 2014. Now the journey is becoming more exciting with the unveiling of the NCBA series, that the Equator Tour. And we as pros, I don't speak for just myself. As I say, we are very excited. We had our kickoff at Ruiru, and the scores show we had the lowest score in terms of making the cut, which is the halfway point, best players, at -1. And we had the lowest score that I'm aware of in East Africa in a professional tournament at -18. So
Maybe you should even have started by asking me what your handicap is compared to John's here.
Well, okay. I can say...
You're playing at pro level.
No. I would say I'm playing off a +4 at this point.
So
my
index +4 means he does not have a handicap.
Oh.
Handicap is negative, so I'm -18.
So you're actually...
That's called a handicap.
Listen, if you're like me and you're in class, welcome. We will be schooled by John and Njuguna. But I want to bring it back to NCBA and the vision it has for golf in this country. With players like Njuguna and everybody else that's taking part in this, the Equator Tour. What's the vision of NCBA for golf in this country?
So before we come to the Equator Tour and the professional golfers of Kenya, I think we started this journey many years ago, but I want to specifically cite 2021. We were all going through COVID lockdowns. The green spaces that were available for us to work on were primarily golf courses. And so as an institution, we backed on the journey to say, where can we get families to enjoy outdoors and not be locked in? And that's when we launched NCBA Golf Series in 2021, early 2021. And what we did was actually primarily driven towards children, because we knew once you get children on the golf courses, then their families, their grandmothers, their grandfathers will join them and go for a walk. And I must say, in that series in 2021, we had 300 kids participate. Last year, we saw 3,000 kids in country participate. That tells you how much it's grown over that very short period. Then we're sponsoring leisure golf. And so I am happy to say that as NCBA. Going beyond that, we went to the amateurs. So again, 2 years ago, we launched the amateur series, NCBA Amateur Series. It's called KGAC, through which now, through the spirit of Talanta Hera, in joining what the government was trying to do, we sponsored prizes that included cash prizes. And we got to the point where GC players could actually make a living by just playing golf. And indeed, I'm glad to say there were players who made over $1 million shillings playing golf last year. And that was perhaps the first time in Kenya where amateur golf series, amateur golfers could actually make a living just playing golf. So I'm happy to say some of the players, like one gentleman called Mr. Karanga, who has been ranked now in the world 50th best player in the world, amateur golf player, and I believe second in Africa. So when you see such statistics, you get very encouraged. So, but the question we start is, what's the future of all these upcoming golfers? What's the future of all these kids who have become very, very good golfers? And that is the vision. Then it turned to PGK, the Professional Golfers of Kenya. As I said, 85-member organization. Unfortunately, we have not invested in them. When somebody becomes a professional in this country, we sort of forget about them, and we think now they've gone into business. The reality is, golfers in the world, the Tiger Woods of the world, survive because of sponsorships. And unless you have sponsorships for their golf training, I mean, these things cost a lot of money. Training, player development. I mean, if you look at Tiger Woods, how much time he spends in the gym, how many trainers he has, nutritionists, their health, mental coaches. I mean, there are many things that go to making a wholesome golfer. And that was when we joined with other partners. I must say it's not an NCBA alone effort. We have partners such as Safaricom, we have partners such as Britam, we work with Standard Media, Nation, EABL, and bringing on many others, KQ, and many others that we're bringing on board. And the idea is that we then, given that we all sponsor golf in some shape or form, whether it's children golf, whether it's leisure golf, that if we go together, now we focused on creating the future for our golfers, our children, for everybody, by making sure that the professional golfers of Kenya is a well-respected profession.
Correct.
And the professional golfers can actually make a living out of what they do. I mean, Jogoda will tell you, most professional golfers in this country end up becoming coaches. Because that's a way to make money, not playing golf. And two, they are not necessarily well trained to become coaches.
Correct.
So it's how do we make sure that they have wholesome development to be able to make a living, and that is the idea. So what we have then done is to come together, as I said, a number of organizations to say, if we looked at professional golfers in Kenya the way we look at soccer, companies here have soccer teams. Yeah, there's a KCB soccer team, there is EABL soccer team, there is KPA soccer team. What if we then say there's an NCBA golf team, there's a KCB golf team, there's a Safaricom golf team, and then we invest in these players, and we invest specifically on their development.
Correct.
And then we have leaderboards that show which companies' players are winning.
Correct.
And that makes us all very proud.
Everybody loves a good competition.
Absolutely.
You know, as we wrap up, Mr. John Gashora, because I don't want Jugona to go just yet. I'll have him back here because there's a number of things that we have to look at from the player's perspective. But what's your expectation of the players that are going to be taking part in this Equator?
So our real focus is not Equator Series. Let me be very clear. Our real focus is golf development.
Correct.
And Equity Series is just one part of golf development. Our expectation is that they will use the time that they have to develop themselves to the point where next time we have Kenya golf in this country, our players start to qualify. We spend a lot of money in this country towards Kenya golf. And what happens is that all the prizes get swept away by foreign players. And when we look at it really, we can't blame Kenyan professionals because we have not invested in them. I mean, I looked at the winners in the last Kenya golf, Kenya Open golf, and the winners had, they had a caddy they have worked with for, I don't know, 10 years, who is well trained, They have like 3 golf bags that they're going with. Balls are not a problem. When they're practicing, they hit a ball, they don't care where it goes. I mean, Jogona will tell you here, when they hit a ball, they have to find it because these things are too expensive. They can't afford them, right? You look at other things like even how they get kitted and transport and where they're going to sleep. All these things matter. And it's that wholesome, development of a player and focus on a golf player that's very important.
Correct.
They have a menu that's done by a nutritionist. Our players will tell you after they play, they go back to have a tasker.
Correct.
All these things are well set, and mentor coaches that they need to talk to after every game. Players don't have that. So that is what we are trying to put together. So it's a wholesome process.
It's a very
wholesome program,
approach,
holistic program for golf development for the professionals. So what is the expectation then? Is that they'll become the best players that we have. I think recently there was the first Equator tournament and they recorded extremely good scores. I mean, if we continue recording such scores and improving them, I can see already we have made some good progress. Correct. But beyond that, the call is Olympics 2028.
That's the ultimate goal.
That's the ultimate goal. Now, I must say, we may not achieve it. Soon, 2028 is not far.
Correct.
But at least we have set an ambition that someone has to tell us, Kenya, you cannot be in golf Olympics in 2028. But it's not because of us. We'll have worked towards it. And that's the vision. It
said, if your dreams do not scare you, then you are not dreaming enough.
Absolutely.
I have a very random question for you, sir. What kind of music do you listen to?
It will surprise you, but as I get older, I'm listening to some country music. So the old fellows like Kenny Rogers and others. I also listen to a lot of Mogidi music, surprisingly.
There we go. Yeah. A man with personality. Thank you so much, Mr. John Gashora. And you need to stick around here because we are going to be talking more about golf, speaking to Jogona here and really understanding pro golfing in this country, what his experience has been, what NCBA is doing for pro golfers like him. Stick around. We are going to be right back. I wish I could keep Mr. John Gashora around because there's a lot we can talk about. Clearly, the man has personality. And to learn more about NCBA and the good work that they're doing for sports in this country, all you have to do is visit their website. And to stakeholders out there that really would potentially partner and become part of the people and organizations that propel this great sport to a world scale, then NCBA has their doors open.
Absolutely. Can I say something really small? I mean, Jogona talked about the fact that he benefits from junior golf. This golf, we started by saying it's an elite, rich people's golf. What we have done is make it not rich people's golf. Working with JGF, any child pays 1,000 shillings to JGF, can play on any course for 100 shillings.
Wow.
For 100 shillings. So I encourage you, if you have kids, please enroll them.
Get them in. Listen, empower your kids, give them that privilege that you didn't get, and also tell a friend to tell a friend, because listen, we are all about sharing. This is 98.4 Capital FM. Stick around because we are here until 10 o'clock.